Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself maybe scrolling online, desperately trying to find a straight answer to how much does a deep clean cost?
Oh, absolutely. It often feels like you need some kind of, secret decoder ring just to get a basic idea.
Exactly. It's like we're talking about real money here, real time, and, well, wanting real peace of mind for your home. But the internet can be, I don't know, oddly coy about the actual prices, lots of vague from charade stuff.
hmm And what's particularly telling here is how this lack of transparency actually affects people's behavior. For a service like deep cleaning, where the job can vary so much,
Yeah.
clarity isn't just a nice to have.
Right.
It's pretty fundamental for, well, building trust and setting expectations, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. If it's all opaque, it must put people off even inquiring.
It does. It can deter potential customers. Or it just fosters this sense of uncertainty that might lead to, disappointment or unwelcome surprises later on.
Yeah, those surprises.
It's a real point of friction, really, in the service industry.
Precisely. So, today we're sort of on a mission to cut through that mystery. Our deep dive is focusing specifically on deep cleaning services right in the Bournemouth, Poole, and Christchurch area. And we've actually got some really insightful source material here that lays everything out.
Oh,
Not
fun.
just what a deep clean involves, but crucially, exactly what it costs. No guesswork. We're aiming for the full picture.
That does make you consider, though, doesn't it? When a service provider actually steps up with this level of, upfront, clear information,
Yeah.
how does that fundamentally change your whole approach to choosing a service?
That's a great point.
For you, the listener, this deep dive is really designed to arm you with the confidence, the understanding to make a truly informed decision. It puts you in control rather than feeling sort of overwhelmed by hidden details.
Okay, so as we get into the core of this, one thing just jumped right out at me from our source material, and that's the complete transparency on pricing. It's just, well, it's incredibly refreshing to see numbers laid out so plainly. From your perspective, what does it signal when a service clearly spells out its costs like this, especially when so many others, well, don't?
Well, what's really insightful here is how this detailed transparency in both the price and the estimated time, how it sort of redefines trust in this industry. So many services, they operate in a bit of a black box, don't they? Offering these bespoke quotes that can sometimes feel a bit arbitrary.
Mm-hmm. Completely.
But this data, it empowers you, the listener, to see the rationale behind every pound and every hour. So you're not just budgeting. You feel confident you're paying for a properly thought out service, not just some random quote.
Yeah, you understand the value.
Exactly. It allows for direct comparison and a really clear understanding of that value.
Okay, let's dive straight into the numbers then, starting with flats, because obviously the size of your property dictates a lot of the work involved.
Makes sense.
Right. So for a studio or a one-bedroom flat, our source says a deep clean on its own will cost you 215s. Now, if you decide you want to add carpet cleaning to that, it bumps up to 315s.
Yeah.
And both of those options, they estimate, take about 3 hours.
3 hours, right?
Moving up a bit, to a two-bedroom flat, the deep clean alone is 245s, or 375 fives with the carpets included. And that typically needs about 4 hours of work.
4 hours. Got it.
For a three-bedroom flat, you're looking at $275 for just the deep clean, or $435 if you include the carpets. That's usually around a 6-hour job.
6 hours? Okay, that's a fair chunk of time.
It is. And then finally, for flats, a four-bedroom comes in at 345 fives for the deep clean, or 535 sides if you add carpet cleaning. And that's estimated as an 8-hour commitment, approximately.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. If we look beyond just the numbers there, what this clear scaling really shows is a methodical approach to allocating labor and resources. The extra cost for adding carpet cleaning, it isn't just a small bump, is it?
No, it's significant.
It represents a distinct, specialized service,
Mm-hmm.
often needs different equipment, different expertise, which justifies the extra time and cost.
Good point.
And this kind of detailed breakdown, it's invaluable, really, because it helps you, the listener, clearly see the difference between a basic package and a more comprehensive one. Helps you align your expectations with what you're actually paying for.
That's a really crucial distinction. And those time estimates alone, they're incredibly helpful for just planning your day, aren't they? Gives you a real sense of the investment involved. And speaking of varied investments, how do these figures scale up when we look at houses? They often have more complex layouts, bigger areas.
That's a great point about the planning side of things, and it really echoes the precision we're seeing here. As you'd expect for houses, we see that same methodical, almost linear progression in both time and cost,
Ah,
which
okay.
indicates a really consistent way of valuing the labor and the scope of work across different property sizes. And that's quite a rare find in this sector, I'd say.
So can you give us the specifics for houses then?
Sure. For a two-bedroom house, the deep clean is 265 house.
Yeah.
Or 405 if you add carpets. That usually takes between 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5, right.
A three-bedroom house is $295 for the deep clean or $465 with carpets. That needs about 6 to 7 hours.
6 to 7, okay.
If you get a four-bedroom house, the deep clean is $365 for a 565s with carpets. That takes approximately 8 to 9 hours.
8 to 9 hours, getting towards a full day's work there.
Definitely. Scaling up again, a five-bedroom house, it's 425 pounds for the deep clean or $645 with carpets. That's going to be a substantial 10 to 11-hour job.
Wow, 10 to 11 hours.
And then for those with a large six-bedroom house, the deep clean comes in at 495 or $745 with carpets. And that requires around 12 to 13 hours of really thorough work.
12 to 13 hours, that's a serious undertaking.
It is. And what's fascinating about this data for houses is how it subtly kind of undercuts the perception that larger properties automatically mean disproportionately higher costs or costs that are just plucked out of thin air.
Yeah, you often just brace yourself for a huge, vague number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this consistent, transparent scaling, it doesn't just let you predict your expenses with remarkable accuracy. It also instills confidence that the pricing isn't arbitrary. It essentially de-risks the decision for a bigger, more complex cleaning job.
Right.
Which is a significant value proposition for any homeowner or, property manager.
Okay, so with all that money being spent and those hours committed, what level of service are we really talking about here? Because let's face it, deep clean can mean different things to different companies or even different people. What did our source highlight as the absolute core of this glow up, as they call it?
That's an excellent question because you're right. The term deep clean gets thrown around a lot without much definition sometimes.
Yeah.
But our source is refreshingly explicit here. It moves way beyond just general tidying to really tackle those neglected areas.
Okay, like what specifically?
Well, the core inclusions are getting your hob and the extractor fan completely degreased. And they mean degreased, not just wiped over.
Ah, okay. That's a key difference.
Definitely. Then inside cupboards are thoroughly cleaned out, which, let's be honest, is a huge task that many people tend to overlook.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. Taps and showers will be properly descaled, tackling that stubborn limescale buildup. And you can expect skirtings and sockets to be dusted. Well, the quote from the source is like they owe you rent.
Huh. I love that. That really paints a picture.
It does, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the level of detail. Also, edges will be meticulously vacuumed and all the hard floors properly mopped, leaving them sparkling.
So it's the nitty-gritty stuff.
Exactly. These specific details are absolutely critical because they elevate the service far beyond what most people think of as just a standard clean. The emphasis on degreased versus wiped or the targeted descaling, it really highlights a commitment to tackling that hidden grime and buildup.
Yeah.
The things that genuinely make a space feel, rejuvenated, not just presentable.
It sounds like it would feel properly fresh afterwards.
And this level of thoroughness, particularly in those tricky, often neglected spots, it fundamentally contributes to the longevity and the perceived value of a property. It ensures the glow-up is more than just skin deep.
Right. Beyond that already quite impressive list of standard deep clean tasks, are there other things, like add-ons for the full, absolute top-to-bottom treatment?
Yes, there are.
Because you might think, well, the kitchen's covered, but what about the oven?
Exactly. Think of it as customizing your clean to hit those specific areas that might need some extra attention.
So what are the options?
Specifically, an oven add-on is available. A single oven clean costs 70 pounds extra.
Mm.
Or if you have a double oven, it's 80 pounds.
Right. Clear pricing for that, too.
Very clear. And here's a significant special offer mentioned in our source. You can actually get half-price carpet cleaning when you combine it with a deep clean.
Oh, half price. That's a pretty good deal.
It's a serious incentive, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get everything done at once.
Definitely. That bundling makes sense.
Well, it presents a strategic choice for you, doesn't it? Whether you're the homeowner or maybe managing a property, the oven especially.
Yeah.
That's one of those notoriously challenging and unpleasant tasks that many people just dread doing themselves.
Tell me about it.
So having such a clear, dedicated price point for it makes it incredibly easy to just add it into your overall plan without any hidden fees popping up.
Yeah, you know exactly what you're paying for.
And moreover, that half-price carpet cleaning offer, especially when bundled with the deep clean, it's a significant financial incentive. It sort of shows the provider understands comprehensive home maintenance.
Right, it's a list.
It allows for that holistic approach to refreshing a space while also delivering clear economic value. It's smart.
Okay, so we've got the prices, the times, what's included, the add-ons. With all this detailed information now sort of laid out, what does it all mean for you, the listener, if you're weighing up your options? Does it help clarify some of those common dilemmas people face when trying to book this kind of thing?
This is really the ultimate so what moment for listeners, isn't it? Having this information means you're no longer just guessing whether to go for, say, deep only versus deep plus carpets. You can see the exact cost and time difference right there.
Mm-hmm. Makes the decision easier.
It clarifies the time commitment for your specific property, too. For example, confirming that, and this is another quote, your 3-bed house is a 6-hour situation. It is.
Huh, I like the certainty.
Yes, me too. No ambiguity there. And crucially, it empowers you to make an informed call on those specific, often put-off tasks.
Yeah.
Like, again, from the source, if the oven needs doing, be brave.
Be brave. Love it.
It's great, isn't it? It's like a little nudge to confidently tackle those things you might have been avoiding.
Yeah, definitely. Those insights into planning and decision-making, that's where the real value lies, I think.
Absolutely. Knowing that a 3-bedroom house is definitely a 6-hour job just removes all that frustrating guesswork. It lets you plan your day or your week with certainty.
Which is huge.
And that encouragement to be brave about the oven clean, it perfectly highlights a common psychological barrier, doesn't it? Sometimes simply acknowledging a neglected task and seeing the clear, transparent cost for getting it sorted professionally can be incredibly well liberating.
Yeah, takes the weight off.
It empowers you to confidently tackle those bigger, maybe more daunting cleaning projects, secure in the knowledge of exactly what to expect. You know you're getting a defined service for a clear price, no nasty surprises.
Okay, perfect. And for those listeners who are actually in the service area, Bournemouth, Poole, Christchurch, and are now maybe feeling ready to book, is the information needed to actually make contact also readily available and straightforward?
Yes, it is. Very clear. The service area, as you said, covers Bournemouth, Poole, and Christchurch. So if you're within those locations, you can reach out.
And how do they do that?
To book, you can call them directly. The phone number is 01202-144.
Okay, 01202-144-144.
That's the one. Or, if you prefer email, you can send your inquiry to hello@onecallcleaners.com.
hello@onecallcleaners.com. Got it.
Having all this practical information in one place, the precise service area, the completely clear pricing, the detailed list of what's included, and those direct, easy contact methods. It really does streamline and simplify the whole decision-making process for you.
Takes the friction out of it.
Exactly. It removes those potential friction points, allowing you to move seamlessly from just being curious about a deep clean to confidently taking action, if this service aligns with your specific needs and, your timeline.
It really feels like a template for how service transparency should work.
I agree. It's a good standard.
So, to recap, we've taken quite a deep dive into deep cleaning costs and services, specifically focused on the Bournemouth, Poole, and Christchurch area. We've really pulled back the curtain on pricing and detailed exactly what's offered. You now have a clear menu for both flats and houses, those estimated hours for each job size, and a precise understanding of what truly goes into a comprehensive, professional clean.
Right down to the degreased hobs.
And the skirtings that apparently owe you rent, we won't forget that one.
Indeed. And zooming out for just a moment, this level of transparency isn't just about cleaning, is it? It fundamentally underscores the immense value of having detailed, easily accessible information when you're making confident, well-informed decisions for your home or any property you manage.
That's a really key takeaway.
It's about empowering you with the knowledge not just to understand a service, but perhaps to strategically manage your space more effectively, more efficiently, ultimately saving you time and, let's face it, stress.
Absolutely. So, thinking about all that, here's a final thought for you, the listener. With this level of detail now at your fingertips, what areas of your own home have you been perhaps brave enough to consider giving a full glow-up to? Now that you know exactly what that entails, and crucially, what it might cost to get it done professionally.
And building on that, perhaps a crucial question to ponder is this. How does knowing the specific breakdown of tasks, the time commitment involved, and the transparent costs for a professional deep clean. How does that fundamentally change your perspective on managing your own cleaning efforts at home? Does it maybe make you reevaluate which tasks you might now confidently prioritize for professional help versus which ones you'll tackle yourself as a DIY project? Perhaps even making you rethink the true cost or value of your own time. Something to consider.